So hello guys, so welcome back again to this channel. So this is the continuation of our project and video tutorial. So this is the third episode. So I already made the first two episodes, so if you still not yet watch that video, you can visit my channel. Okay, so there's a playlist there. Okay, and maybe you can subscribe to this channel so that you can notify for the next upcoming video. Okay, so before we continue this project, so I'm going to go back to the sweep modifier first. Okay, so because I forgot to mention this on the last episode. Okay, so this is about the section that we create and this pattern. Okay, just in case that you want to edit your let's say your shape here. Okay, you can modify this. Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay, just simply select your shape. Okay, and then go to vertex or any tools that you want to use to edit this one. Okay, so let's say modify this just a little bit. Let's say I want to extend this one, then move this downward. So as you can see, okay, so it follows your section. So you can edit this in real time. So if you need to adjust, so no need to create an additional shape, if you want to modify your cornice or moldings, so just simply edit the existing shape. Okay, so same here with your path. Okay, you can edit your path. Let's say if you want to change the direction of your path. Okay, so similar, you can edit this one. Okay, so that is an additional, okay, that I forgot to mention on the last video. Okay, so to continue, so today we're going to create the windows here, and on the side also this one, and also some moldings. Okay, so based on your AutoCAD or the AutoCAD that we use as reference, so if this is the front view excuse me. Okay, so we have the windows molding here around the windows opening. Okay, so the size of your windows molding here is around 80. Okay, so we're going to follow that. So again, we go to the front view, turn on the shade mode, which is F3. Okay, and then since we already have the front elevation imported here, so we can follow that. Okay, using your, again, on the create. Okay, go to shapes. So since we're going to do a 2D shapes, then line here. Okay, so we're going to trace the moldings. So turn on the snap. So I'm going to use the 2.5 again, so I will not go into the 3. Okay, so I'm going to explain later why I always change this one from 2.5 to 3. So a big point here. Okay, so I'm just going to escape. Okay, point, then trace this one here, then connect to your starting point here, then close. Okay, so we already have the moldings pattern. Okay, so this one. So we're going to move this to your wall. So from the top view, okay, then snap here, then add thickness. So on the modifier, this, okay, use again the extrude. Okay, so maybe around 50, okay, or let's say 25. I think that will be enough. So going to check on this one to make it solid. I think 25 is enough for the moldings, or let's say 50. Okay, so we already have molding here. Again, if you have similar molding on the other windows, so you can copy this one and then edit. So let us check if we have the same moldings on the other windows. So we have here and then here. Okay, so we're going to copy this one. Okay, so we're going to clone this windows moldings here, the opening. Okay, so since we're going to use this on several windows here, no? Okay, like this one, we still use the moldings, this one. Okay, now before we're going to clone this, so I'm going to give you a quick discussion on different types of clonings. Okay, before we proceed. Okay, let's say here. Okay, now in cloning, okay, or copy in other terms, okay, there are two common ways you can clone your object. First is select the object, then right click, and then on the quad menu you can select clone here, and then you choose, okay, clone. You choose your clone option, copy instance reference. So like this one. So we have this copy instance and the reference. Okay, so let's say clone. Let's say copy first. Okay, then you can move. And so that is the first method. Then the second method, or the other commonly used method, is by using the shift key. Okay, just simply select the object that you want to clone, then press the shift on your keyboard, then drag to the direction that you want to clone your object, then release. Okay, that is the shortcut key. Okay, then you have your option again here. Let's say copy again. Okay, so when is the time that we need to use the clone or copy option on the clone? Okay, you're going to use the copy if you want to clone object and they are independent to each other. So it means if you clone this one using copy, let's say for example you edit this one, the object, the original. Okay, let's say if I'm going to edit that one, let's say I'm going to use the bend. Okay, so if I'm going to use this one, then if I bend this, okay, so you can see your copy doesn't affect with the modification that apply on the original object. So if I'm going to edit this one again using the bend, okay, and then bend it. Okay, so as you can see, they are independent to each other. Okay, now the second one is the instance. Okay, so when we're going to use the instance, so same. So I'm going to copy this one first using instance. Okay, so if you're going to use the instance, this one become dependent, okay, to each other. So it means if you modify the main object, it will also affect the clone. Okay, if you modify your clone, it will also affect the original object. So let's say bend. So we apply the modifier bend. So you can see, okay, so it follows. If ever you modify your original, the clone copy will follow. If ever you modify the clone with an instance, as you can see, it's already have this bend applied. Okay, so same thing. Okay, so that is the instance. Now what about the reference? So reference is not commonly used. Let's say let us clone this one using the reference. So select this one, then shortcut key, okay, then use the reference. Okay, so it's, if I say I'm going to edit this one using, let's say, bend. Okay, so it follows same with the instance, but there's a catch here. Okay, so the difference between the clone and the the instance and the reference is this. If you ever edit this one, let's say I'm going to edit this one, let's say I'm going to add another modifier. Okay, let's say let's say a twist. Okay, so if I'm going to twist this one, it affects again the clone. Now if I'm going to edit this one, let's say I'm going to add a modifier on your reference. Let's say we add taper. Let's say taper. Okay, so if I'm going to adjust the tapering, so as you can see, only the reference affected but not the original object. But if you edit the original object, your reference will always follow. Okay, so that is the difference between the reference. How about the reference if ever, let's say, on the instance? Okay, let's say I'm going to add the modifier here, okay, on the clone instance. Let's say taper. Okay, so it also affects the original. So unlike in the reference, if you only add or if you only modify your reference is the one only affected, not the original object. Okay, so that is the difference between the instance and the reference. Now another thing on the cloning is that you have this it's called it let's say I'm going to copy this one. Let's say this one. Okay, this number of copies, actually this one is only shows during the shortcut key method. Okay, not on the, let's say, not on this method. Let's say select and right click clone, so you cannot see those here. Okay, those options. But if you're going to use the shortcut key method, the shift then drag, okay, the number of copies appeared here. So this one is just simply take any numbers that you want to copy. Let's say if you want 5 copies, so you have to choose the number or type number here and then choose either of these three, let's say instance, and okay. So have now this. So if ever you want to change this or let's say modify, so everyone will follow. So that's the number of copies. Okay, so those are the 3 different types of option on your clone. Okay, the copy, the instance and the reference. Okay, so since we already know now how to choose the option on your clone, okay, so we can proceed now again on this project here. So let's say I'm going to clone this one, so using the shortcut key shift then drag, use, so I may use the instance for the meantime, okay, and then I'm going to show you later how to modify just in case that you have to change this, okay, but not affecting the others. So let's say instance, okay, I'm going to drag it here. Okay, let's say on this part here, okay, I use instance, okay, for the cloning, but as you can see there are some windows that are, let's say, not the same, okay, so how can I change that? Because if I'm going to edit this one, let's say, okay, if I move this one, so you see, so all the moldings will follow, okay. So this is what we're going to do. So for example, this is only a small window, but this one is big, so I'm going to remove this one first, okay. Okay, all you have to do is just simply select this one, and then on your modifier you can click this button here, just simply select this one, okay, so it will remove the instance, okay, instant cloning properties on this model, so this will become now independent. So if you're going to edit that, so same thing here, make unique, and then again edit the vertex, okay. So now we are done with the moldings on the window. Now on the bay window we also have the molding here, but only on the upper part, okay. So this is what we're going to do, almost the same thing with the sweep procedure, okay. So we just simply create a line, so let's say I'm going to isolate this one first. So to isolate, it means that we're going to remove some of your models. We're going to focus only on this one here. Just simply select, then right click, then choose isolate selection, okay. Then from here, so I'm going to create a line. So since I'm going to create a multiple line, so you have to check this one, uncheck, okay. And then from there, so make sure since I'm going to create this in perspective view, make sure this one is in 3D. Okay, so since I already terminated the shape tools, so I'm going to copy this one, the line. So if you want to copy your lines, so no need to use the clone method, okay, the one that we do like this one, dragging and then clone. Okay, you can use your line modifier here, then simply select spline, select this one, then drag it here, shift and drag, so you already have the clone for the line. Okay, and then you can rotate this using your rotate tools, then drag again. Okay, and then move it to the point. Okay, so place it here, then edit the vertex. Oh, vertex, select segment. Okay. Okay, so we already have the line. Then on the front view, move it down. So align it here on the Windows seal headers. Then on the AutoCAD, we only have, so same 80. So we're going to extrude this one, extrude. Okay, around 80. And then so we're going to apply again the shell, S for shell. Okay, so we shell this outside inner amount. Okay, around 50. Okay, okay, so that's it. Okay, make sure if you're going to use the shell, make sure that is on the parameter, always check this one, straighten corners, then unhide all to show again all the models. Okay, so you already have the moldings here. Okay, so we already completed some of the part. Now we're going to make the windows. Okay, so since this AutoCAD already have the customized design for the windows, this pattern here, although we're not going to exactly copy that one. Okay, but for now we're going to do the sliding window first here. So we're going to start on this one here. So we're going to create a sliding window. So we need to isolate first, okay, the wall. So just simply select, then right click, then select isolate selection, or you can click this button here, okay, the icon, then okay. Now in order to create your sliding window, you can have your, or you can use the profile window in your 3dsmax. Just go to create then on your geometry here, just go to the pull down menu here, then you can select windows. Okay, so these are the 6 types of windows that you can use. Okay, you have the awning, fixed, projected, casement, pivot, and then sliding. So since this is a sliding window, so we're going to use the sliding. Okay. And then on the creation method, so you can choose either of these two, width, depth, height, then width, height, depth. So which is commonly used is this one. Okay, with depth and height. Okay, and then make sure, so to create, make sure you snap this in 3D. Okay, since we're going to create this in isometric or perspective view. Then you can turn off your shade mode by F3. Okay, so to begin with, okay, this is a bit tricky on the first part. Okay, so width, so to start with your width, so just simply pick and drag. Okay, so pick here and then drag to the other end. Okay, and then release. Then your depth, so this is the depth of your wall. Then pick, then drag upward to the height of your window. Okay, then right click to release, then F3 excuse me, to turn on your shade. Then go to modify. So from the modify, okay, you can adjust the parameter here now, especially on the frame size. Okay, so this is your horizontal width, okay, which is around 50, and then this is your vertical width, so around 50, and then this is the thickness. Okay, yeah, so this is the thickness of your frame. Okay, so maybe we just initially we can place it around 10 for the meantime. And then glazing thickness of your glass, so it's usually around 6 millimeter. Okay. 5 or 6 will do. Okay, and then you also have the opening here. Okay, going to close first. Okay. And then you also have your rails and panel, so you can only adjust this one. Okay, it's on the frame. Okay, let's say usually around 50 for the frame of your sliding window, this one. Okay, and then for the thickness or the depth, so usually it's the same depth with the wall, so we're going to adjust the depth around maybe around 100. Okay, so let us try another window, so maybe somewhere here on your bay window. Okay, so we're going to unhide again all. So just simply right click, then click unhide. Then you're going to focus on the bay window, so select the bay window part, then right click, select isolate selection. Okay. So in here, so you can turn on again your wireframe mode. Okay, so the same procedure. Okay, the one that they use for the bay window is also sliding, so we're going to use again the sliding. Okay, the same procedure, pick and then drag on the other end for your width, then drag for the depth, then up for the height. Okay, then turn on again to your shade. Then from here, since we already set the first setting, you only need to adjust here is the depth. Okay, so maybe around 100. Okay, that's it. Then on this one, since this is a bay window, so this is the angle part of your bay window. So instead of using the sliding, we're going to use the fixed window since you cannot open this one, or depends on your design. Okay, so you can still use this sliding or maybe casement if you want to open, but since this is a very small, we're going to use the owning fixed window. So the same procedure. Okay, F3, and then pick here, pick and then drag, then depth, then height. Okay, I think this was already happens to have a panel, so going to remove them first. Okay, so this is now your fixed window. Okay, so the frame will be around the same 50-50, and then okay, so you already have your window here, and then adjust again the thickness or the depth, so make it around 100. Okay, so same thing here. Okay, so on this part here, okay, so we have French window here. Okay, French type window. So this is how you create your French type. So we're going to use again this one, isolate. Okay, so we're going to focus in this one. Okay, so we're going to use the fixed window since based on the AutoCAD it seems to look like this one is not operable, so this is fixed. So I'm going to use the fixed. Okay, so the same procedure, so pick and drag for the width and then depth and then height. Okay, so once you already establish your window, so adjust the depth again to around 100. Okay, to create this panel like this one, okay, so you simply go to your rails and panel here. Okay, and then from there you can adjust the number of panels. Let's say we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so 8. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then 2 for the vertical. I think that is 2. Okay, and then for the jumper here, okay, there is a jumper profile here. Okay, if you uncheck this one, so it will create a square panel. So if you want to jumper, just simply check this one. Okay, so you already have your French type window here. Okay, and then unhide, right click and hide all. Okay, so we're going to apply the layer for the windows since they have a different color. Okay, so we can select each window. Okay, Then assign a layer. So since I already created a layer for the window here, okay, so just simply select add selection or add selection to current layer. So it means the all selected object. Click this one. Okay, so they are already now on the window layer. Now if the color doesn't change, again the same procedure, just go to the name and color here on the command panel, then select object, then OK. So you have now the color here. So I think we need to adjust the color so it's similar to the one in the moldings, so maybe around this one. Okay, then select. Okay, so that's it for today. So please subscribe on this channel. I hope you learn more something today. Okay, if you have any comment, please you can write them on the comment down below. Then please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for the next upcoming video. So maybe on the next video we're going to tackle on the door and then the flooring and column here, okay, on this area. Okay, so I hope you learn a lot from this video. So thank you and see you next time.